move it. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Opposed? That's carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that takes us to item 7, the Sydenham Yard development. Councillor Scandrett's moving that and seconded by Councillor Goff.
Noting that additional resolution that was asked for.
Yeah.
Today.
So that was Councillor Scandrett moved.
Yes. So you, is Bruce here?
That's right.
Here he is. Welcome, Bruce. Okay. Would you like to give us a brief overview on where we're at with this, please, Bruce?
But that was just on a call. This matter arises from a previous decision of council where, if we go way back into about 2017, where we identified that the Milton Street property was surplus to our requirements, and at that time councillors also suggested we should be considering including Barnett Avenue, and also at that time councillors suggested to have a look at the park at the front. We haven't done anything on that, but subsequently we have included the Barnett Avenue property into this mix. We've working with Christchurch NZ, who is leading the development of the Milton Street site, to try and find a mixed tenure housing development on the balance of land, including Barnett. And part of that, we're looking at initially replacing the number of bedrooms that were previously on site in the social houses with some council-owned houses of the same nature. Since council made that decision, there's been significant cost increases in the construction area, and there's been significant cost pressures come on the housing fund. And if just to remind councillors that council operates its social housing on a rates neutral basis, and in effect the users pay for the service and there is no rates funding goes into it. So there's been a long-standing policy of council and still sits within your funding and financing policies. So we are restricted on what we can do there. We can't come and seek rate funding, and we're now at a position where we've looked at the numbers and we don't believe we can afford to purchase these properties and own them within those parameters. But we're still looking to get social houses in there, and the tender that has gone out requires that the three submitters who've been invited to tender have to supply at least 10 community houses, and knowing the nature of who those three that have come through the shortlist process are, they are doing that work and are actively considering the best ownership models. So this is disappointing from the point of view of council's portfolio, but still very positive from the point of view of providing social housing, is consistent with council's policy, which is to facilitate rather than to own and operate, and remains rates neutral in this matter. So over to the chair.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Bruce? Councillor Johansson?
Why was this property purchase so overpriced what its rateable value was?
So
I think it sold for about 3 million, or maybe a little bit less,
yeah.
and it was only valued a lot. I mean, it was valued, I think, about $1 million.
So, it's probably been a constant that I talk about. Rateable value is not market value, and is not what you would look at in these circumstances. Rateable value is a way of determining the share of the property owner to pay rates. That's all it is, and it has no connection really to market value.
Well, sorry, but we've just done the revised QVs, done the assessment based on property values. So I'm just wondering if they're overpaying for it or paying a lot more than what it was rated at, has led to the financial difficulty of us having the social housing here?
So we haven't purchased it, so we haven't overpaid for it because we haven't purchased it. We sold the property.
So we did better out of it effectively than what we should have done?
Yeah, I'm really having trouble following your line of questioning, Councillor. Perhaps we take this offline so that I can better understand where you're coming from, because I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if the property is valued at, say, the rateable value is $1 million.
I think we probably should take that one offline, because the decision today is whether to just go with the variation here, noting that we've got an avenue there to ensure that there are 10 social housing units.
So if we make this decision today, does that mean we no longer own any of the land on this site?
We would no longer own any of the land in that development for the moment. Depending on how it's subdivided, council may then get roading and other land returned to it through that subdivision process at a later stage.
But effectively, the decision today will be to end what was the first local government social housing site in New Zealand, and the first for the city council will effectively be to completely get out of it at this location. For the council owning.
Well, it could be, Yanni, but at the end of the day, we are enabling 10 units, good units there, where there were old, cold ones, and we also have our own housing trust, which is delivering flat out, brand new, good, warm, dry homes for people. So it's a swings and roundabouts. We can't have everything. I think the main thing is that we are enabling social housing, and that's what our
One thing I don't
is.
quite understand is if we owned it but leased it out to the trust, why does that not still work financially?
It's in the report. It doesn't stack up. We'd be borrowing money to do that. So if you have any other questions for Bruce, I think they're better offline. Do you have a question, Councillor Coker? It's been seconded, moved and seconded. Are there any other questions? Okay, we'll have debate. Councillor Scandrett.
Thank you. Look, I've been pushing this from the very start, and I want to thank Bruce and the team for all the work that's been happening. And if you remember those houses which were the first social houses that the council had, which is an incredibly important move way back then, but they were outdated, and they were a block between the Old Milton Street yard, which is being developed, to a fantastic park, which you would think would be a gem for any family in that kind of long stretch of land. The three shortlisted have made it very clear. It's been made very clear to them that there is going to be social housing here, along with a mixed tenure, which is exactly what we've been pushing and wanting. This is all positive. This is taking an old city care yard and some outdated social housing and really turning it around to be a modern, comfortable, well-placed community. And I think this is what we should be looking at. And rather than looking at negatives, we should be looking at the wonderful positives here that will enable families to be in a really positive area. So I'm really disappointed with the question, but I'm so pleased this is moving forward. Thank you, Bruce, and your team.
Excellent. Well, I don't think anyone can top that. So if no other debate, I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Opposed? That's one opposition for Councillor Johansson. That's carried. Welcome, Councillor McKellen. Right, so that takes us to, thank you.